Speaking of giants in the Smithsonian, though,
Yeah.
there is a story about giants in Death Valley, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fitting place, fitting name.
Shout out to Mr. Mythos on YouTube. He does a really fun breakdown. I don't know how he does his research because I tried to do my own independent research regarding this stuff. It's really hard to find. So he
know some peeps.
I don't know what he does. He probably goes to an actual library he does research.
Like in the movies?
Yeah.
Like when people used to go to libraries for research?
Yeah.
That's insane.
But so these two guys, Dr. Bruce Russell and Dr. Daniel Bouvet.
Bouvet Island.
They're these two amateur archaeologists, and they heard these legends from the I believe they're Paiute. Let's see, what were they? The Shoshone and the Paiute regarding this ancient underground city in Death Valley where giants used to roam, and that they had these crazy technologically advanced things. And so these two dudes, Dr. Bruce and Dr. Daniel, they were just exploring all through Death Valley, and they found this really, really small opening of a cave, and they dug it out and saw that it led to a bigger opening.
Ew.
And so they went down in, and they reported as soon as they entered the bigger part of the cave, they said it was polished stone, like it was clearly a room.
Yeah.
And they said it was just like it was perfect. And then they saw that there's more and more caverns, and so they started exploring. And one of the first caverns that they found was, they call it the Hall of Giants, and it was basically these preserved mummies of these giants. They said ranging from I think they said 8 to 12 feet tall.
Wow.
Dang.
And he said there's just hundreds of them just preserved, like these mummies.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the heck?
That's so scary.
And then they went into another room, and they found these very old looking hieroglyphics carved on the walls that they said that they weren't Egyptian, but they looked like Egyptian. But they said a lot of them looked like Freemasonry symbol.
Mhm.
Like pictographs.
Yeah. Just weird stuff. And then another room that they went into apparently had these preserved, mummified, extinct animals.
Oh
So
my gosh.
they had dinosaurs in it, saber-toothed tigers, mammoths, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And you're immediately like, all right.
Yeah. That seems strange.
But it gets crazier. So this is in the 1930s. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Okay. 1930s. That's when they found it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they speculated that this cave system was over 80,000 years old. That's just what they came up with. I don't know how they got that number, but that's what they came up with. But they said that they explored it for a total of 15 years. Didn't want to tell anyone about it.
Yeah, fair. Don't tell the Smithsonian.
Yeah, because I would say this, before this, that's when the Lovelock Cave thing happened, which was, I believe, 1915 or something, or early 1900s.
Yeah, they were smarter this time.
And they knew about the incident of Lovelock Cave.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I don't know that for sure, but I think that was probably pretty big news. But yeah, so they explored it for over 15 years, and they documented this underground city was 180 square miles.
Oh my gosh.
So they said that it went under Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico. It just...
That's not a city. That's a world.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude,
huge.
that's insane. If that's... Dude, the cave system, bro.
I know, dude.
But apparently they got to a point to where they're like, we can't just keep exploring this and not
tell people,
or because we don't have any money left.
Yeah,
we need to make a profit. So they got all these investors together, and they wanted to start a company called Amazing Explorations. And so they got all these people to start investing. And apparently they took a group of these people because they're like, well, we're not going to invest if you guys are just pulling our leg.
Right.
The story goes, and this is what Mr. Mythos talks about this happened. I couldn't find this part, but he said that he brought these investors, or a group of them, to the caves to see it, and they all saw it. And they're like, whoa, what the heck? This is insane. But it was very secretive. So only Dr. Russell, he's the only one that knew the exact entrance of this cave.
Yeah.
Which I thought was confusing of like why Dr. Bruce didn't know about it, Dr. Bruce Russell. But apparently only
Trying to
Dr.
keep it on the
Daniel
DL.
Bouvet knew about it. And so they're like, okay, yeah, we're going to invest. We're going to start this thing and and so like an article came out in, when was it? The 1950s, I believe, talking about Dr. Bouvet and this underground labyrinth, ancient giants, all this stuff. And shortly after that, article came out. What was it? Let me see where it was. Artifacts. Oh, yeah. He said, I'm going to do a press conference and I'm going to bring artifacts from the cave to this press conference and we're going to expose the whole thing.
Yeah.
And apparently somehow the Smithsonian got involved in this too, or they got wind of it because of this article. And Dr. Russell, he's the one that knew about the thing the whole time. Dr. Russell, on his way out to collect those artifacts, disappeared.
Oh, boy.
And he was gone. And so they did a search party, and the search party took forever because Death Valley is huge and it's uninhabitable, really, because it gets so hot and it's just a desert. They found his car. It was abandoned.
Smart.
He had a suitcase in it full of clothes, and he was just gone. And they never found him. He was gone forever. And that was the end of the cave because no one else knew the entrance.
Oh, come on.
So all these investors pulled out. But what I thought was insane.
Nobody's like, are you serious?
Oh, he just went on vacation and never told us? Oh, this is a bummer. Guess we should forget about it.
So, but 5 years before Russell disappeared.
Yeah.
So they explored this cave. They were making documents about it, making moves. 5 years before he disappeared, the U.S. government took over that same territory where the entrance was. And it's called today the China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station.
Okay.
And it's off limits to civilians.
Yeah.
Convenient.
And it occupies 1 million square miles to test classified weapons and technologies.
Yeah, okay.
1 million square miles.
Yeah.
I didn't even know we had that in America.
But yeah, so it's a pretty weird coincidence, right? Like
Yeah.
supposedly the Shoshone and Paiute talk about this inner earth place
Yeah.
where they had this technology from ancient times that like surpass our technology. Giants, which why is the government always involved in the story with giants?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the US government's like, we're actually going to take this land that is actually belongs to the Shoshone and the Paiute.
Yeah,
Mhm.
typical.
And like, we're going to take 1 million square miles off limits to civilians because we're doing technology stuff and like classified weapons stuff. And it's like, this is crazy. And then I'm like, I want to know more about Dr. Russell and
Yeah.
Dr. Bouvet. They said that there is like no record of them.
Oh my god.
Dude, it was so easy to erase people back then.
I know.
But you
For
can
real.
go back and look at the article that came out, the investors that talked to them. But if you look up their backgrounds, anything, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone.
And everyone who witnessed it is dead.
Yeah.
Dang it, dude.
And I'm like, well, what were they doctors in?
Yeah.
And I was like, we're not sure. We think that Dr. Russell was a physician in Ohio, but there's not a lot of records that show that he was.
There had to have
That's
been.
crazy.
Golly, dude.
Ninjas are butterflies.
Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly.
The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations.
I said empty your mind.
You